Hey everyone, George here, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about a few updates with this particular tank here, and some of them are going to be pretty obvious to you, and others are going to be something that I'm going to really have to kind of point out to you. The ones that I'm going to have to point out to you is the planting that's gone on here. As I said, I had been waiting for some plants for quite some time from a friend of mine who sent me some grassy swords. They get to be about 3 to 4 inches in height. You can always trim them. It's kind of like mowing your yard, but they're very tenacious plants. They do well in moderate to high light. They will get runners and sprout up all over your tank as long as you are using a substrate that is heavy in minerals and you are dosing your tank with some kind of fertilizer. They will, just like the rest of your plants in your tank, they're going to thrive real well. So I planted those all around the front area here, as you can see. They're new additions. If you want to go back and look at some of my older videos, you can see this addition and where I put these plants, because it's quite obvious when you look at the older videos. You can see now they are planted all the way around to the back side as well, and up towards the front of the tank on one end and towards the pump area at the other end. So now the exciting thing about this that we want to talk about today is there's some new residents in this tank, and that would be in the ram cichlid family, the dwarf ram cichlid family. So we have added 2 German blues, 2 golden rams, and 2 electric blues to the tank. Now, I had them in quarantine for about a week and a half. They were very healthy fish. I wasn't really concerned with the health of the fish, but I always quarantine just because I think it's a great idea to do that. You don't want a situation where fish get into a funk of some kind, and then they get in your tank, and you have a beautifully well-established tank. It just goes upside down. So I'm always very cautious to make sure that I am quarantining fish and putting them in for a proper amount of time to observe them, to make sure that they're eating, to make sure that there are no infestations of ick or parasites of any kind or bacterial situations. Now, as you can see by watching the video, there is a little bit of territorial stuff going on, but it's really not that severe. Mainly what you're seeing is I dropped just before this video, because I wanted to bring these guys to the front before I started videoing. I dropped in some algae/protein food pellets in the bottom, and they're sort of going after that stuff, and they're kind of taking each other on, fighting over the food. So they're healthy little guys. They're eating very well, and I know that has already stopped it, because before I even post this video, I've been observing that these guys are all getting along really well, and the tank is very quiet and well done here. This is a 38 gallon, so there's plenty of room for these fish, along with the community fish that I have in here, which are cardinal tetras, some rummy nose tetras, and some harlequin rasporas. I probably will be removing the harlequin rasporas out of the tank within the next few weeks, simply because I have another tank that I want to put them in, and that will reduce not only the bioload in here, but some of the territorial issues that might happen. My real important goal here is to be successful with these ram cichlids and to make sure that they thrive in this tank. Now, if you are raising ram cichlids, there's a couple of things you need to know. There's a lot of information online that would suggest to you that these fish need special care and handling, that they're not for the beginners and that sort of thing. To a certain degree, I agree with that, but I would suggest to you also that these fish, as long as you're doing really well maintained water changes and your pH is good, somewhere between 6.8 and 7.0, which would be neutral, these guys are going to do just fine. Now, if your water's a little higher in pH than that, then you can get some neutralizers that bring it down to 7.0. Chem makes some wonderful products for that, which I have used. I do use that with this particular tank because my water pH is a little bit out of whack as far as pH goes, and that will all help itself naturally by the tannins in the woods here, and by, of course, all the plants and stuff that are in here and the type of stone that I used over time. That is going to resolve itself. So anyways, these fish are really healthy. They're eating well. They're doing great. I hope you enjoy them. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. That's all very important to me. I am trying to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of the month so that I can get some new sponsoring and some new funding. So if you guys would do that for me, I'd sure appreciate it. Anyways, until then, until my next video, don't forget to hit the bell. Don't forget to put the comments down below. And when you hit that bell, every time I have a new video that comes out, you'll get a warning, and it'll let you know that we have new content coming out. Anyways, thanks a lot for listening, and we'll talk again soon.
you.